Moses was born in Egypt. Pharaoh, the king, had ordered all Hebrew baby boys to be killed. Moses' mother hid him in a basket in the Nile River. Pharaoh's daughter found Moses. She felt sorry for him and adopted him. Moses grew up in Pharaoh's palace. He had the best education, but Moses never forgot his Hebrew roots. Moses learned about his people's suffering. He saw the injustice they faced. One day, Moses saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. He became angry and killed the Egyptian. Moses knew he was in danger. He had to flee Egypt. Moses journeyed to Midian. There he found safety and a new life. He married Zipporah and had a family. Moses lived as a shepherd for many years. He was a kind and humble man, but God had a bigger plan for him. One day Moses was tending his flock. He saw a bush that was on fire, but the bush did not burn up. Moses went closer to get a better look. Suddenly he heard God's voice speaking from the bush. God told Moses to return to Egypt. His mission was to free the Israelites from slavery. Moses was afraid. He did not feel worthy of such a task, but God promised to be with him. God gave Moses strength and courage. Moses returned to Egypt with God's message. He stood up to Pharaoh, demanding the release of his people. Pharaoh refused. He did not believe in Moses' God. He would not let the Israelites go free. God sent 10 plagues to Egypt. Each plague showed Pharaoh the power of God. They devastated the land and its people. Still, Pharaoh refused to let the Israelites go. Finally, the 10th plague struck, the death of the firstborn. Only the Israelites were spared. This was the Passover. After the 10th plague, Pharaoh finally relented. The Israelites were free to leave Egypt. Moses led them out of Egypt. They were now free, but their journey was far from over. Pharaoh, however, had a change of heart. He sent his army after the Israelites. The Israelites were trapped between the army and the Red Sea. But God parted the sea, creating a path for the Israelites to cross. Once they were safe, the sea closed, drowning the Egyptian army. The Israelites journeyed through the wilderness for 40 years. God provided for them. He sent manna, a bread-like substance from heaven. He made water flow from rocks when they were hungry, when they were thirsty. God was always there. God gave Moses the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. These were laws for the Israelites to follow. They were a guide for how to live a good and moral life. Moses faced many challenges during his leadership. The Israelites often complained and disobeyed God, but Moses never gave up on them. He remained a faithful and courageous leader. Moses never entered the Promised Land, but he saw it from afar, from the top of Mount Nebo. He died there at the age of 120. His life and leadership serve as an inspiration for people of all faiths. Moses reminds us that with faith and courage, we can overcome any obstacle.